south and north, a team that is well balanced, a team that brings together diversity of experience and competence. I want a Commission that is led with determination, that is clearly focused on the issues at hand, and that provides answers. The Vice Presidents are responsible for the priorities in my political guidelines. The European Green Deal, a Europe fit for the digital age, an economy that works for people, a stronger Europe in the world, protecting our European way of life, and a new push for European democracy. These Vice Presidents will steer our work in the overarching issues. The Commissioners are the centre of my team. They will manage the expertise provided by specialised directorates general. I want this Commission to be a flexible, a modern, an agile Commission. I want to preside a college that is committed, that understands Europe, that listens to what Europeans want. This is why I expect, for example, all members of college to visit every member state in the first half of our mandate. We should not only get to know the capitals, but also visit the regions in which the people of Europe live and work. And this will be a Commission that walks the talk. Just as Europe must become fit for the digital age, so must the Commission. Therefore, college meetings will be paperless and they will be digital. And yes, our goal is to make life easier for people and business. In other words, also to reduce the administrative burden. Therefore, when we create new laws and regulations, we will apply the principle of one in, one out, and we will develop an instrument to measure this. We want to cut red tape. I want this college to be gender balanced, but I also want this college to be balanced geographically. And as you can see, the Vice Presidents come from East and West, from North and South of the Union. We have a structure that focuses on tasks, not on hierarchies. Depending on the topics, the members of the college will work in different clusters. We need to be able to deliver on the issues that matter the most, rapidly and with determination. That is why I have given my executive vice presidents a double function. They will be both vice president and commissioner. They will coordinate our work on the topics that cut across our society and the economy. These are the overarching topics. And they will have their own policy to manage within this broader topic. I want to show how this works in practice. Frans Timmermans will be the Executive Vice President for the European Green Deal. I want the European Green Deal to become Europe's hallmark. At the heart of it is our commitment to becoming the world's first climate-neutral continent. It is also a long-term economic imperative, because those who act first and fast will be the ones who grasp the opportunities from the ecological transition. I want Europe to be the front runner. I want Europe to be the exporter of technologies, knowledge, best practice. Frans Timmermans will lead the work on the European Green Deal. He will also manage climate action policy supported by DG Klima, and he will work together with the commissioners for agriculture, health, transport, energy, cohesion and reforms, and environment and oceans. Executive Vice President Margrethe Vestager will lead our work on a Europe fit for the digital age. Digitalization has a huge impact on the way we live, we work, we communicate. In some fields, Europe has to catch up, for example, in the field business to consumer. But in other fields, we're excellent. Europe is the front runner, for example, in business to business, when we talk about digital twins of products and procedures. We have to make more out of the field of artificial intelligence. We have to make our single market a digital single market. We have to use way more the big data that is out there, but we don't make enough out of it, what innovation and startups are concerned. It's not only need to know, but it's also need to share big data. We have to improve on cybersecurity. We have to work hard on our technological sovereignty, just to name a few issues in these broad topics. Margrethe Vestager will coordinate the whole agenda and be the Commissioner for Competition. She will work together with the Commissioner for Internal Market, Innovation and Youth, Transport, Energy, Jobs, Health and Justice. Executive Vice President Valdis Dombrovskis will lead our work on an economy that works for people. We have a unique social market economy. It is the source of our prosperity and social fairness. This is all the more important when we face now twin transitions, climate, digital, I was just talking about. Valdis Dombrovskis will lead our work to bring together the social and the market in our economy. And he will be the Commissioner for Financial Services. He will work together with commissioners for economy, jobs, internal market, cohesion and reforms, trade, innovation and youth. You will have time to get to know all the names of the commissioners, but let me tell you a bit more about a few of my team. Virginijus Sinkevičius. He is 28 years old, and he shows that Europe is ready to hand responsibility over to the younger generation. He will be responsible for our environment and oceans. Jutta Urpilainen. She was not only finance minister or long-standing member of the Finnish Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee, but she was also a special envoy working in Ethiopia. She will take over responsibility for international partnerships, which is crucial for our neighbourhood. It's crucial that we invest heavily in our neighbourhood. We have this international partnership to create jobs in these areas. Sylvie Goulard. She's a dedicated and convinced European. She will lead our work on industrial policy, and she will promote the digital single market. She will also be responsible for the newly created Director General Defence Industry and Space. I think our investment in common procurement in Europe as Europeans will have an enormous spillover effect in the private business industry. Upholding the rule of law will remain a top priority for Europe. And this is why I have entrusted two experienced members of my team with this responsibility. Didier Reynders as Commissioner for Justice, and Vera Jourova as Vice President for Values and Transparency. I cannot go in detail through every commissioner's portfolio, although each has their own story, each has their own skills, and they're all part of our team. But there's one fundamental concern that connects this team. We want to bring new impetus to Europe's democracy. This is our joint responsibility. And democracy is more than voting in elections every 5 years. It is about having your voice heard. It's about being able to participate in the way our society is built. We have to address some of the deeper issues in our society that have led to a loss of faith in democracy. I'm thinking of people who feel left behind by progress and transitions. I'm thinking of people who feel cut off or isolated due to a lack, for example, in their regions of infrastructure like public transportations or hospitals or schools or even post offices in their villages. People who see their children leave their home cities in search of opportunities elsewhere. And if you look closely, the root issues for this anger, for this discontent, for this frustration sometimes, is one of more demographic change rather than democracy. And we should not accept this as a given. Many regions and rural areas have shown us that you can turn this around. And this is why I have put Dubravka Šuica as Vice President for Democracy and Demography. She knows how towns, cities, regions, communities tick. She was mayor of Dubrovnik, and she has been a member of a national and the European Parliament. She comes from our youngest member state, Croatia. She will lead from the Commission side the work on the conference on the future of Europe. This is the team that will serve Europe with dedication in the Commission. And you'll get in a moment printouts. In a moment you'll get printouts. This is the team that will have to gain Parliament's confidence. This is the team that will shape the European way, build our partnership with the United States of America, although we have issues, but they are our closest allies. Define our relation with a more self-assertive China. Be a reliable neighbor, for example, to Africa. Stand up for our values and world-class standards. This Commission will be a geopolitical Commission. I want the European Union, and thus the Commission, to be the guardian of multilateralism, because we know that we are stronger by doing together what we cannot do alone. And I would like to ask the staff to distribute the hard copies for those who can't read the details on the screen. I'll wait for a moment.